Welcome to the Haunted Tales, where the shadows whisper secrets, and the night is never silent. Tonight, we take you down a road that many travelers wish they had never driven, a stretch of asphalt so cursed, so steeped in darkness, that even locals refuse to speak its name after sundown. This is the story of Florida's most haunted road, a place where the past refuses to rest, and the spirits of the damned still roam. Some roads lead you home, but others, they lead you straight into the unknown. Buckle up, turn off your headlights, and let's take a drive into the darkness. Deep in the heart of Florida, hidden beneath a canopy of ancient oak trees dripping with Spanish moss, lies a road whispered about in hushed tones, Bloody Bucket Road. The road's sinister name comes from a gruesome legend that has been passed down through generations. According to the tale, in the late 1800s, a midwife lived near this stretch of road, delivering babies in the quiet rural town nearby. But something about her seemed off. Some say she was a kind woman who had fallen victim to madness. Others insist she had always been touched by something evil. It is said that the midwife, for reasons unknown, began taking the lives of the newborns she delivered. Some claimed she drowned them in a bucket, their tiny cries swallowed by the darkness. She would then dump the bucket's contents into the river, where the waters ran red for days. At first, the townsfolk refused to believe the whispers. But as more and more infants perished, a dreadful realization crept through the town like a chilling breeze. Something was terribly wrong. By the time they confronted her, it was too late. The midwife had gone mad, raving about how she was saving the babies. They say she was thrown into the river she had once defiled, her own screams lost in the rushing waters. But the road that ran alongside that cursed river never forgot what had happened. The hauntings begin. Drivers report strange occurrences on Bloody Bucket Road, especially at night. Many claim to see ghostly figures standing at the roadside, their hollow eyes filled with sorrow. Others have heard the faint cries of babies carried on the wind, growing louder as they approach the river, only to vanish into silence. One infamous legend tells of a truck driver named Daniel who took a shortcut down the road one stormy night. As he drove, his headlights flickered, and his radio turned to static. Suddenly, a woman appeared in the middle of the road. Drenched, her long, dark hair clung to her face, and her dress was in tatters. Thinking she was in trouble, Daniel slammed on the brakes, but she vanished before his eyes. Shaken, he pressed on, only for his truck to sputter and die just as he reached the bridge over the river. And then he heard it, the unmistakable sound of a baby crying. It was faint at first, barely audible over the pounding rain, but it grew louder, more desperate. He shined his flashlight toward the river, and that's when he saw them, tiny hands reaching up from the water, as if the lost souls of the infants were begging to be saved. Paralyzed by fear, Daniel could only watch as the ghostly figure of the midwife emerged from the river. Her eyes locked onto his. He scrambled back into his truck, frantically turning the key. The engine roared to life, and he sped away, never looking back. He later told his story to a local bar owner, who merely shook his head and muttered, "You're lucky. Most who see her, they don't make it back." A never-ending nightmare. The legends don't stop there. Paranormal investigators have captured strange EVPs, disembodied voices whispering, "Help me." Others have recorded sudden drops in temperature, unexplained car malfunctions, and eerie shadows darting across the road. One chilling account comes from a group of teenagers who dared each other to walk the length of Bloody Bucket Road at midnight. Armed with flashlights and bravado, they set off, laughing and taunting the spirits they didn't believe in. But as they neared the river, the laughter stopped. The air grew heavy, the cicadas fell silent, and a sudden, bone-chilling cold wrapped around them. Then, they heard it, a bucket being tipped over, its contents splashing onto the ground. Panic set in. One of them swore they saw a woman's silhouette near the water, cradling something unseen in her arms. Another claimed the baby cries surrounded them, coming from every direction. They ran, their screams echoing through the trees, only stopping when they reached their car. When they got in, their windshield was covered in tiny, wet handprints. To this day, none of them will speak of what happened that night. Why does the haunting persist? Some believe the road is cursed, a lingering stain of the midwife's terrible deeds. Others suggest that the spirits of the lost infants are trapped, unable to find peace. Regardless of the cause, those who travel Bloody Bucket Road after dark risk encountering something beyond their worst nightmares. Are the stories just small-town folklore, or is there something truly sinister lurking along this desolate stretch of road? If you ever find yourself in Florida, tempted to take a drive down Bloody Bucket Road, remember this: some roads should never be traveled. Some legends are better left forgotten, and sometimes the past refuses to stay buried. Thank you for watching the Haunted Tales. If you enjoyed this chilling tale, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more terrifying stories from the darkest corners of the world. Have you ever driven down a haunted road? Have you experienced something paranormal? Let us know in the comments below. And remember, the road ahead may seem empty, but you're never truly alone. Until next time, sleep with one eye open.